We're going to talk about the 5 key metrics that every contractor should track. Now, real quick before I just talk about what they are, these are going to be the numbers that I'm going to ask you to pay attention to and to track and to write down. There's more numbers involved in marketing and sales, and we're going to go over that. But there's only 5 that we need to actually input. And I'll show you how this works in a little bit. So we're going to have 5 key metrics that every contractor should track. Number 1, cost of marketing. So what does it mean by cost of marketing? And the example I gave before, we had $1,000 on Facebook and $1,000 on Google, right? That was the cost. But when we're talking about measuring cost of marketing, it's not just the advertising cost. We also need to consider everything else that goes into it. Your cost of marketing is going to be broken down per channel. I'm spending X on Facebook, Y on Google, Z on print, whatever it is you're doing, right? You're going to break it down by channel, and you're going to figure out your total cost. Now, this is going to vary by channel. For a traditional digital channel like Google or Facebook or something like that, you're going to be looking at 2 primary fees with possibly some ancillary ones in there. The number 1 fee is going to be the advertising cost itself on the platform. Your Facebook ad spend, your Google ad spend. That number is probably going to be the highest number of that total cost of marketing. The next highest number is very likely going to be the agency management fee. Now, it may be an agency, it may even be an internal employee. Let's say you have an internal marketer and they have X salary and they're working 40 hours a week. Half of it is spent on Facebook ads, the other half is spent on Google ads. You can take their salary, cut it direct in half, and say this percentage of that salary cost is part of Facebook, and this percentage is according to Google. Now, that might not be perfect. It may fluctuate a little bit, but you can at least ballpark it, right? And I mean, even for me, our services typically cover multiple things, web and SEO and ads, and so I ask my clients let's just take the total agency fee and like fractionalize it. So we charge X for, there's different plan levels, but let's just say we're charging you X. You can take that fee and say, okay, well, let's put 25% of that fee toward, assume 25% for SEO and 25% for Google ads, et cetera. We can figure that out. And if you're a client of mine, just get with me and I'll give you those numbers. But whatever you're doing, whatever that labor cost is, an agency cost, even your own time, if you're doing it yourself, what are you paying yourself per year? How many hours a week are you spending on this? And figure that math out and add that in, because it's not just the spend, it's also the labor. And the last thing that could come in is systems and tools, landing pages, call tracking software, reporting dashboards, AI tools, whatever it is, maybe stock photos. Like, there's a lot of little miscellaneous tools that could come in here, and you need to calculate that as well. We do not want to just track ad spend, because that's not the total picture of what we're going to be doing. The second number that we want to track is the number of leads. And I want to talk about this real quick because there's a huge misconception on what this means. The number of leads is not the number of qualified people that are in my area that have a budget that want to work with me. That is not the definition of a lead. That is a definition of a qualified lead. Every marketing system on the planet, everything from forms to phone trackers to Google ads to Facebook ads, it does not matter. Their raw definition of a lead is going to be someone that engages with that mechanism. So let's just say you have like a click to call Google ad. Every phone call is a lead, according to Google. Let's say you have a Facebook ad. Every form bill is a lead. Now, some of these are going to be junk. And from the sales cycle, I get it. You want to say, hey, I'm talking X number of true leads. I understand that. The rest of the numbers, I'm going to show you how we can understand spam scores and stuff like that. But you must measure every single lead, every one of them, if nothing more, so that your sales side is equal to the marketing side. Let's just say a hypothetical example. You got 10 Google ads this week, or 10 Google leads from Google ads this week. And let's just say 5 of them are complete junk. Get a couple solicitors, a couple job seekers. Most people would not record those. They would only record the remaining 5. But as you'll see, as we go down the cycle of tracking accurate numbers, omitting those, even though they're bad, omitting those skews our numbers in a bad way. And multiple bad things happen. Mostly the data integrity goes away. We can't see the true picture. Sales and marketing never have the same numbers. There's just 100 bad things that happen And the only good thing is that maybe it's peace of mind for you because it's not real leads. Don't do that to yourself. Track every single lead because CRMs will track them when they come in. Call systems will track them. Phone systems will track them. Everything. So even if it's junk, even if it's 5 hours away, even if it's a solicitor, it needs to be tracked. The next number is we're going to track the number of appointments. And the difference between these two is part of what I was just talking about. If I have 10 leads generated, the raw number of leads, and I only generate one appointment, I have a 10% set rate, that immediately tells me there's a problem with marketing. I shouldn't see 10% set rates. I should probably see 30, 40, 50% set rates, 20% at the very lowest, right? So if I've got a very, very, very low set rate, like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10%, that inherently tells me that the leads, there's a problem with the leads. So as a marketer, if I see leads in the CRM and I look at that set rate and it's really, really low, I know without you saying a word that there's something wrong with those leads. And that's really important. You'll know it. I'll know it. Everyone on your team will know it, right? Now, it's technically possible that you're missing phone calls or that someone in your phone answering is being rude to somebody. And maybe there's things to dive into here. But this is an important number and it tells us a lot. So we want to measure the number of appointments. So far, we've got total marketing spend, number of leads, and number of appointments. The next is going to be the number of deals closed. So if I, get 10 leads and I book 4 appointments and I close 2 deals, I've got a 40% set rate. And then we measure the closed deals from the appointments, not from the raw leads. So we'd say we'd have a 50% set rate in the hypothetical example. But right now we're just going to measure these raw numbers. And the last one is going to be total revenue. All right, so let's recap this. Real quick, total revenue just means the actual revenue collected. Like what was on the invoice? Was it the $10,000 job, $3,000 job? What was it? So far, the 5 numbers that I'm telling you to track, and I'm going to show you in a second how they relate to everything, and you'll kind of get how we track and get really nuanced in these details by only tracking 5 numbers. So the 5 numbers to recount that you need to track are total spend, right? Your total marketing spend, how many leads, how many sets, how many closed deals, and the total revenue. All right. Now, once we get those numbers, we can move over here to our KPI. So everyone's heard this term. KPI is a key performance indicator. Hey, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you're looking for help growing your contracting business, I invite you to join my free community. In there, we go live with amazing trainings, share resources and downloads, plus you get free help from me and from peers. That link is down below to join, and we'll see you in the next video.